Hello, my beautiful love goods, and welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to yet another speed build in The Sims 4. My name is Lucca, and today we are building yet another tiny home in The Sims 4. I love building tiny homes, and it's been a minute since I've really built a tiny home, I've realized. So we are back in my save file today as well. We're building right next to the shipping container family home that I built some time ago. I will leave that in the iCard as well as in the description down below, but basically I am just building a little, I'm imagining the grandmother of the family that lives in the bigger house lives in this tiny home. So she has her own like little cluttered, mismatched, eclectic kind of tiny home just here on this little, it's sort of like the corner of the lot. It's a really fun shape of a section of the lot because I used a debug fence to kind of cut it off at a diagonal. So it was really fun to do that. It was fun to kind of give myself a little bit of a different shape that isn't just like, a rectangle. I really used a lot of packs in this. I will be perfectly honest with you. This being my save file, it's for me. It's my own personal save file. It's always been a kind of, I don't want to say dream of mine, but it's always been kind of a goal for me to create my own save file in The Sims 4, like just have my own like builds and families and all that good stuff throughout the entirety of the whole game. It's going to take a very long time. So I'm really just kind of taking one little world at a time. And right now I'm kind of in my Evergreen Harbor era. I'm always in my Evergreen Harbor era. It's actually one of my favorite worlds in The Sims 4. It's so fun. It's not perfect, but it's so fun. I love it. But anyways, let me talk about the build a little bit. It is a 1-bedroom, 1-bathroom tiny home. It's not listed as a tiny home since this is a residential rental lot, but it is under 90 tiles. So it's technically a small home, but we'll just say it's a tiny home. Yeah, it's, like I said, 1 bedroom, 1 bathroom. It was going to be just kind of like an open plan space, but it just didn't really feel right doing an open plan space for some reason once I was like actually like furnishing it. That's the thing that I've learned about building, is that sometimes the plans that you have don't really come through and you kind of have to change course. And that's kind of how I've learned to kind of be a builder in The Sims, is you just gotta go with the flow. If something don't feel right, just, don't be afraid to make a crazy change. And I mean, this wasn't really a crazy change, but I had it in my head exactly what it was going to look like, but then I was like, oh, I gotta change it. It also has a rooftop kind of something, I'm not really sure what you would call it, a viewing deck. There is a telescope and just like a chair with a radio. I was just imagining like the grandmother just likes to go up there and just hang out. She just like, chills up there. Maybe she's into, astronomy or something. I'm not really sure. Maybe she's just nosy. Oh my God, that would be so funny if she was just really nosy and just uses her telescope to like just look around. I'm not sure. Or maybe she's like this eco hero kind of person. Like she's very like devoted to, the eco footprint of the area and uses her telescope to look for trash. I don't know. It was kind of a complicated, not really complicated. That's kind of an intense word, but it was kind of a little bit of a weird floor plan. I was like, I really want the kitchen to be right as you walk in for some reason, and that made it kind of complicated. So, but I am kind of glad that I did the kitchen, because I feel like the living space wouldn't have come out the same way if I had put the kitchen on the other side of the house. The kitchen is pretty narrow and kind of cramped. It's right there in the front door, but I'm imagining this is just a single Sim living in this house, so it's not really like a big deal. Also, let me tell you something right now. I noticed that the wood grain of the countertops from the Horse Ranch expansion pack, the wood grain does not line up if you put one against the wall and one not against the wall there. Like how you see I've got it like kind of sticking out there. The wood grain didn't line up. So I held down the Alt key and slowly pulled the countertop away from the wall until it would like go back, because that's the thing with countertops in The Sims 4 is that when you put one against the wall, it usually changes its shape. Because I don't really understand. I think it's all about like the surface and like the slots. And if you put it against the wall, it has to change that to kind of account for the wall being there. I'm not really sure about the technical details of it all, but basically the countertop changes shape. So the texture changed, I think, and that's why the wood grain didn't line up. I love when my ADHD picks up on random nonsense like that and decides to go on a tangent. But yeah, you can see here I tried to kind of basically make everything mismatched, but I wanted there to still be some cohesion. Like I wanted it to feel very quirky and eclectic, thrifty, mismatched, upcycled, but there was some coordination. There was an idea behind it all. It wasn't just like random, hurt your eyes nonsense. There's actually like some thought. And I mainly went with just a lot of darker wood tones. I went with some like cooler colors, usually like some soft greens, some blues, and just mainly those colors, but just hints of like yellow here and there too. First of all, the front door is from the movie Hangout stuff pack. I love that front door. I use it so much in a lot of these builds. And the windows, I think I used the majority of all of the windows are from the For Rent expansion pack. I absolutely love those windows. They're so detailed and beautiful, and like the stained glass ones are gorgeous. I love them so much, and I just love the swatches too. There's a really nice variety. And then I also used the flooring from the Get Famous expansion pack. I've always loved this flooring. It just has a really nice texture, and we do definitely have a lot more variety in wood floors since we got this one, but this one's still a favorite. I still adore it. But yeah, I was trying to do like an open plan space here and just have like the bed like near the living space, but it just felt off. For me, I've realized lately that open plan spaces can be a bit problematic. That's a intense word, I guess, but I just think that different zones of your home have different energies, and I think that having a sleeping area where there is like a kitchen and a living space, the energies are completely different, and I just don't feel like they mix well. So I was like, I'm just gonna section it off. Like in certain situations it makes sense, but for me personally, I would not want an open plan space. I would want my bedroom to be separate from everything, because that way you can go to your bedroom. It's a different vibe, it's a different energy. It's just, a little bit more like, balanced. I guess that's the way you could do it, the way you could say it, I mean. But yeah, that was my thought process, I guess. I know this is The Sims, but that's just how my brain works. But you can see here, this is the floor plan that I came up with. I was gonna try to do a little 2x1 bathroom, and I easily could have. Like I could have for sure, because I could have used the Discover University like shower with just a toilet and it would have been fine. But I don't know. I just wanted to do something a little bigger. I make it bigger later. I'm going on and on about it, but I'm not even doing it yet. I found this desk. I have not seen this desk before, I'm pretty sure. It's from the Horse Ranch expansion pack. I love this desk. It's got such nice like texture, and like it's perfect for this build. It just looks like something that the grandmother can just like close up and just put all of the stuff away and then just wheel over and paint on the easel. I don't know. I just like thinking of little things like that. And yeah, I love all of the, wonky furniture. I used the crafted chairs for the dining table, and this basement treasures kit. Is that what it's called? The bookshelf there. I love that bookshelf. I know it's supposed to be like a broken down bookshelf in the basement, but I love the shape. I don't know. It's just nice to have like furniture in The Sims that is like a different shape than what you're used to. I don't know. It just, the silhouettes matter when you're building, and it just, I don't know. It's something. The wallpaper was a bit of a struggle. I saw this like newspaper wallpaper and I was like, what if I use this? But I was like, no, I don't like that. So I've never used that. Like actually, I've never actually used that wallpaper ever in The Sims. I don't think I've ever, I mean, I've gotten it out and looked at it, but I've never actually used it. But what I came up with was I just used a simple dark green paint on the wall alongside this paneling that came with the Spooky Stuff pack. I'll be honest with y'all, this is a tangent. The Spooky Stuff pack is really obsolete. It's got some fun like visual stuff, but it's definitely, and like you can carve pumpkins, which is fun, but it's not really worth it. I wish it was a kit. They could have made it a kit, but I guess it has gameplay, so technically not. But yeah, it's now the wallpaper and the flooring it came with, that's chef's kiss. I've used that so much, so maybe it is kind of worth it just for that, but I wouldn't recommend a pack just for some wallpaper. Speaking of packs, I thought I would talk a little bit about the recent issues in The Sims. We all may have seen this on, you know, Twitter and other Sims forums, etc. There's a lot of bugs and glitches right now with The Sims 4. We're kind of dealing with a lot. I am, you know, part of the creator network now, but I will still say, you know, hey, I would very much so appreciate some better quality assurance in this. Like, it's clear that they really rushed through so much stuff recently with pretty much all of the packs, not just Crystal Creations, but for a lot of packs recently, they have rushed it way too quickly. They didn't do any bug tests properly. Like, obviously they may have some baseline that they have to follow, and they really need to adjust that baseline. They really need to start just devoting way more time, way more energy. And I don't know, I feel like The Sims 4 is quickly becoming a bit of just a rush for money. And I say that, you know, I still appreciate, you know, being part of the creator network, and you know I'm getting these packs for free now, but I still want to at least say, hey, I really think these need to be done better, because that's the point. I really feel like truly that as a creator in the creator network, that's kind of the point of us, is to be like, have a voice and to say something about things like this. So, you know, I just thought I would mention it at least. Anyways, sorry for the random tangents and my ADHD brain. I'll be honest with y'all, I tend to just kind of go off the rails and just, yeah, I'll start 3 sentences before finishing any of them. That's if I finish them, but I'm just here vibing. But here's the tiny little bathroom. I actually kind of love the bathroom. I don't know, having the metal walls on the inside kind of did something for my brain. I was like, ooh, this is a vibe. This is an energy. It's very rough and rustic and very like eco and just, I don't know, but I loved it for some reason. I loved all the wood tones. I used that crafted toilet from the base game. It kind of fit perfect. I was like, maybe this is a composting toilet. I know that that's a thing people do in a lot of tiny homes. It's not for everybody, of course. It's definitely not for everybody, but it's supposed to be a way to conserve water, especially if you're like traveling a lot and you're moving your tiny home a lot. Plumbing is not really something you can do in a moving tiny house. And I don't know, with the gameplay that came with like eco lifestyle, there is like the what do you call it, the water conservation NAP, and apparently you can upgrade your toilet to be like it's not a composting toilet, but it like burns the poop. I don't know. I think that's an upgrade you can get. It can catch your sim on fire sometimes, so you have to be careful. But that's such a fun little thing. Gosh, I will say, Eco Lifestyle was so fun. I think that was such a fun pack. It still is to me. I played my Rags to Riches hard mode a long time ago. That was so much fun, and I so badly missed that. It was so fun. Let me know in the comments if you would like for me to kind of either reboot the series, if you want me to just kind of continue it. Should I kind of sort of start over with August and Jeffrey? I don't really know. I have been kind of thinking about that lately, and I haven't been sure. So let me know in the comments. I really was kind of hyperfixating over the bedroom and like cluttering the bedroom for some reason. I don't know. I just liked all the little bits and bobs that I put around. I wanted it to feel lived in. I wanted it to feel like this was like her space, you know, and I wanted things to be around. So the everyday clutter kit and other little kits have been really helpful with that. I will say that everyday clutter kit has really come in handy. It has a lot of little things that just like that are just perfect, you know. The glasses, I love the glasses. That's for, as someone who wears glasses, it's very nice to have that ability to be like, oh, there's the glasses on the nightstand. I absolutely love the bedroom though. I love the rug, I love the bed, the wall art, all the windows. Like, I just, it's so cute. And I loved the fact that these, I used these movie hangout curtains throughout the home, and it's nice because they're just kind of like a soft beige, and they kind of broke up all of the kind of mismatched patterns and such. It kind of helped kind of break it up a bit, so it's not just all like, you know, a clash of patterns and it's just so much. It's a nice break. I put a rocking chair and some other things up here on the rooftop. I really, really like this little hangout space. I was initially going to make it like a little like rooftop like garden, but I thought that they had all of this extra space on the exterior of their home. I was like, I'll turn this into something different, something that's more fun and more quirky, you know, just something that she could just chill on. I put some of these fun lights up there. Those are, I want to say that's from the Little Campers kit. I'm not sure. Can I say there's so many packs in The Sims 4, y'all? There is so many, and I can usually identify where something is from because I have almost 7,000 hours in this game of just building pretty much, but also it's just like, I don't know. There's just so much stuff in this game. But yeah, here I am starting to work on the landscaping. The tricky part of doing the terrain paint was I placed down some grass terrain paint and then I did some dirt. And every time I tried to like erase the dirt to kind of reshape it a little bit, I erased all of the terrain paint. So I was like, oh darn, I really shot myself there in the foot. But I still, you know, loved doing this. I don't know. It was so fun to landscape because I didn't overcomplicate it because I don't know. I thought, you know, this was not manicured in a specific way, but the plants here don't grow naturally necessarily because we are on this like little like, is it a dock? It's not really quite a dock, is it? I don't know, but it's definitely like there's not much nature on this little lot. So this is them trying to kind of revitalize it a bit, or at least make some nature happen here on this little like section here, because otherwise it's just, you know, concrete and dirt. So I thought it was, I don't know, I really like that juxtaposition. I really do. I like that like urban industrial vibe mixed with, you know, overgrown plants and nature. And I really like seeing like what do you call it? Like landscapes that are just like the nature is coming back and it's taking over. I don't know. I love that vibe. I really want to kind of make that Evergreen Harbor for me. I want Evergreen Harbor to feel like it was this bustling city that, you know, maybe eventually wasn't necessarily abandoned, but started to kind of like dwindle down. And then the people there just kind of let nature do its thing. And I don't know. I might play around with the tool mod a little bit. I'm not really sure what I'm going to do with the save yet, because Evergreen Harbor is a little bit tricky because of the it actually changes based on your footprint and based on the NAPs and based on like other things that you can do. Like the conservation and all that stuff, like it actually changes visually. So I don't want to do too much. But yeah, I just really focus on, you know, adding lots of plants and, you know, making it kind of sectioned off a bit. I put in a chicken coop because I was like, I need something here. I don't want to put another garden space. I think a chicken coop would be perfect. They're trying to be self-sufficient, and I can imagine she takes care of the chickens and then like she shares the eggs with her family that lives next door. And it took took me a little bit to kind of figure out this pathing. I did like this little stepping stone pathing. I don't know. I was channeling my mom here a little bit because for some reason I would imagine she would like this because she has chickens, and I can imagine just her wanting that, like some kind of stepway up to her chicken coop with like stones and all that. But yeah, I just used they're like these little like stepping stones from the base game, and they're from the show live edit objects. So I believe you can actually see them throughout like Oasis Springs and Willow Creek. I'm not sure. I'm just remembering that one little community garden section in Willow Creek. Yeah. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this build. It is available on the Sims 4 gallery under my username Lucca Owens, that is LuccaOwens, as well as the hashtag Lucca. This is a residential rental lot, but I'm sure that you can just place it down as a normal residential lot if you don't have for rent, or if you just don't want to mess with that, you can change it back to a residential lot as well. But yeah, that is pretty much everything. I hope y'all enjoyed it. Do let me know in the comments down below what you thought, and if you got to this part of the video, why don't you comment chicken? I don't know. I just see the chicken coop and I just think chicken. Thank you all so very much for watching. Stay weird and beware of the nargles. Bye, y'all.